Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my reviews for a bunch of Batman books. We have Batman Incorporated number 5, Batman Beyond number 5, Batman 709, and Detective 876. Now, there's been a couple people I've noticed who have said that, I've been a little too negative on my reviews. Well, let me assure you, the book sucks. I'm going to let you know it sucks, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because I don't think that's right. If the book is bad, all the bad points should be brought up to light rather than just only saying the good positive things. So anyways, let's go get on with Batman. Detective 878, actually before I talk about the actual book itself, I want to talk about these 3 different titles in general. I like the way how DC has actually made it so this way each book has its own distinct look and feel to it. Like, I remember in the past when they would read Batman and the Detective, they would almost seem, you're basically reading the same Batman title. Now, I understand that there's differences in the sense that, this one's Bruce Wayne, this one's Dick Grayson, type of a thing. But if you go beyond that, they all have their own, they have their own set of pacing, their own set of tone, they have their own agenda, and it makes reading each one of these books that much more enjoyable. That way, let's say one book isn't as good as the other 2, at least you have the other 2 to look forward to being great, while the other one, goes through its slump and then gets good again. Now, anyways, let's get on with Detective. I really, even from this page on, that's the second page here where you have the dead killer whale. This had me from this moment on. Basically, what's going on is you have a killer whale was found in a bank, and nobody knows how it got there. So Commissioner Gordon gives it to Dick to look at, and you find a body, like so. And from there, then it's investigating who, what, when, where, why type thing. And that's what I think I really appreciate and enjoy about Detective Comics is the fact that it's more of a detective story. It's not superhero, smash 'em up type stories, in which we get here on these other titles. So that's why I really appreciate this one, and I enjoy it so far. I think the art fits the story, and it's doing a phenomenal job. And if you're not reading Detective, you might want to consider reading it now because this is the beginning of a new story arc. Batman 709. This is the ending between the battle between Dick Grayson and Azrael. From the beginning, I liked how Batman's like, well, if you can't handle it, Dick, then maybe I should come back. And Dick's like, no, I can deal with it, don't worry about it. And you can tell that this is something that, he's kind of, it's going to be that thorn on his side where it's kind of like he's never going to be able to grow up, and then Papa's going to have to come eventually to save him, type thing. I've gotten more used to the art style compared to the last issue, and I thought this was an interesting story. They give you a little bit of background information on Dick Grayson, which I thought was interesting. I don't know what to think about the new Azrael character. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate what they're doing with him. They're giving him his own identity, and I think that's something that he really needed to have happen. But it's just God sent me to do this. God demands this type nonsense is what's slightly turning me off a little bit. At the end, we find out, well, since this is actually kind of old, I can spoil a little bit. We find out that it's Ra'al Ghul who's behind the plot of the living bomb to blow up, Gotham, because that's going to set up a chain of reaction type thing. And part of the sins of everything was what happened in that last issue was Dick Grayson actually, he had, when he was a kid in the circus, there was another kid named, the Prodigy. And the Prodigy was, basically somebody who was better than him, getting more attention, and he felt jealous. And then his jealousy eventually allowed, for the boy to get injured, critically injured. Not critical, severely injured, because he could have prevented it. It's just that, but that's the thing, is he just did nothing but sit and watch. So I thought this was an interesting issue. I look forward to seeing where the next issue goes. Let's see here. Batman Incorporated. Now, this one I know I made fun of, and keep in mind I'm making fun of it just in jest, because there's actually, like I've mentioned before, there's a lot of good in here. In this issue here, it's finishing up the Matador dude and Scorpion girl, and what I thought was good was this was basically like, I looked at it as Batman team up issue, because not only did you get Batman and you got Batwoman, and then you got this guy Mask, which I don't know. It's like when I look at the design, I think the design of the characters. I'm sorry, not the Mask, Hood. Sorry. When I look at the design, I think the design of the character is great. But then when I look inside, and then it's just like I just see Batman's face here, and when I hear the name the Hood, then I think of Marvel's 2-bit villain Hood, who tries to become better than he really is. So those are a couple strikes against him, but overall, I think the character is interesting. At least I really like the overall design of the character, and I wouldn't mind seeing more of the Hood. There's a short little battle here, and then eventually we get to see who one of the main villains are, and there's another Batman type character who's going to join Incorporated. This is another one that I think, even though I made fun of it, like I said, I'm enjoying. This has been actually a pleasure to read, and I look forward to the next issue. Now, Batman Beyond, I gotta admit, I started reading this thing and I'm going, okay, this is it. It's do or die. I'm gonna cancel it, or it's gonna have to wow me, or I'm gonna cancel it. Now, basically what's going on here is you have a situation where there's some rioting going on with Bruce Wayne Tech. It's basically a labor strike or labor dispute, and you can tell something's wrong because normally people shouldn't be doing this type of thing. Bruce Wayne figures out there's somebody trying to manipulate it, and pays him a visit. And now we also get the development of Terry's girlfriend leaving him, and her brother is released from prison. And now I'm going, whatever. But then at the very end, we get to see his new villain, and for that, I'm like, oh, a new villain. I might have to stick around just for a little bit longer. Now I'll show you the spoiler because I think it's nice to see. But and here's the guy. He kind of reminds me of a radioactive Captain Cold, but regardless, I think this guy, this guy really brought me back into the fold, and I'll stay for it for at least 2 more issues, unless somewhere along the way it fails. Anyways, that's my quick reviews of the 4 Batman books that came out. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. I'll put up some more reviews later. So until next time.